Oh, hey, just wanted to do another quick video and get your opinion on what do you think if I was to read some of my story, Terror at the Valley Zoo. I've heard that some people like my voice, they find it soothing. Maybe I could read a few pages and let me know what you think. Let's try that. Maybe that'll be interesting. We'll try it right now. Terror at the Valley Zoo by Martin Michael Blair. Jim Vaughn was glad he got the contract to do major upgrades to the underground utilities at the Valley Zoo. With the economy on a severe downturn, his company needed some work, and fast. With 12 workers and their families dependent on him for their livelihoods, he was the kind of man who felt a sense of responsibility to keep his workers working. Most of Jim's employees had been with him for many years and were loyal, hardworking, and honest. A couple years ago, he hired Dennis Scott, 58, and Justin Morton, 27. Even though Dennis had some personal issues that sometimes affected his work performance, he was generally a good worker, so Jim kept him on. Another young worker Jim recently hired, Landon Foreman, 26, was showing tremendous progress and was running his own crews on small projects. Landon married his high school sweetheart, Laura, who just became an animal control officer. Laura was the kind of person you'd want in your corner if faced with a dangerous animal. Experienced in dealing with large predators, she'd soon need to use those skills. Partly due to a decline in the price of oil, which was the lifeblood of the area, projects were becoming few and far between. Being awarded this contract at the zoo was just the boost Jim needed for his struggling business. The work consisted of upgrades to the underground utilities. First call services were called out to mark the lines, and then the excavation work could begin. Since work up to this point was slow, many of Jim's employees took their summer vacations at the same time. With experience in ground disturbance, the only crew available was Dennis and Justin, who had worked together on many other projects. Work started on a Friday in early June, and the day passed without incident. The small Ditch Witch excavator cut a clean trench of soil 3 feet deep in preparation for conduit pipe to be laid in the morning. Everything went well, and the two men high-fived each other on a job well done. The next morning, a larger excavator was brought in to dig a deep trench for the buried high-voltage electrical cables. Dennis was using the laser level and survey equipment while Justin operated the track hoe. The day wore on and work progressed nicely. The track hoe excavator continued to tear up the soil when suddenly Dennis yelled, "Stop!" Justin, who had been operating heavy equipment since he was old enough to sit on his daddy's knee and pull the levers on his D8 dozer, yelled back, "What's wrong?" as he brought his beast of a machine to a shuddering halt. "You hit a main power cable. Didn't you see those sparks?" "No, man, I didn't see nothing." "Damn it. We don't need any more screw-ups on this site. Sorry, man, that line wasn't properly marked. It's not my fault." "Well, it's getting late. I don't want to tell Jim about this till morning. He'll be pissed. He's already mad at me for coming to work drunk last week. I sure as hell hope we didn't do any real damage. I'm sure everything will be all right. Just throw up a barricade and some signage saying danger, open excavation, and we'll get to it in the morning. Besides, looks like there is a storm coming." That evening, storm clouds formed and the rains came. With the rain came hail, little bits of ice that when they hit you felt like little needles pricking your flesh. It came down harder than it had in years. Spring storms are like that sometimes, turning the green landscape white. The beast tried to sleep, but the incessant pounding of the rain and hail on the metal roof of its enclosure sounded like a snare drum beating, hurting its ears. Two large yellow eyes, glowing like satellites in the dark sky, blinked excessively as the rain and hail struck its lashes. It had enough. Rising to its feet, it shook the frigid rainwater from its fur and stalked out of its leaky shelter. A full-grown African lion, crowned with a mane of golden hair. At over 400 pounds and the length of a small car, he let out a roar that drowned out the low rumble of distant thunder. As the storm continued, Magnus, the king of the beasts, paced his enclosure where he had worn a path in the hard earth till it felt like stone. Tonight was different. He was in a foul mood. He was irritated at the noise of the storm, his lack of freedom, and at being soaked to the skin. He wanted out, and tonight he pushed his boundaries. Whereas before, when he touched the fence, he received a nasty sting. Tonight he pushed against the fence, and nothing. The storm raged on for several hours, with thunder and lightning tearing through the night sky. The wind uprooted a large evergreen tree, causing it to crash down on the fence that kept the lion a prisoner. Magnus, sensing freedom, the way his instincts alert him with a zookeeper arrives with a bloody hunk of raw meat, bounded out of his enclosure with two quick, powerful leaps. He was now free within the confines of the outer perimeter of the zoo's walls, free to roam and kill at will. Well, that was chapter 1 from my short story, Terror at the Valley Zoo. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if that's something you would like me to continue doing. Maybe I could do a couple chapters, maybe make 2 or 3 videos, and see how that goes. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if that's something you'd like to hear. That way you can do things around the house and just listen to my stories. Okay, have a great one.